Okay, so that should get you through number 12. And then at 13, it starts where we're going to have to actually start factoring pieces out. So the first thing you do is you're going to factor, and I can see that this numerator right here needs a factor. So we're not going to do anything to the 1 over the v plus 10 times, and then we're not going to do anything to that v plus 3. But I'm going to need to come over here to the side, and I'm going to factor the 10v plus 30. And so I look at it. Remember, our first step to factoring is greatest common factor. 10 and 30 are both divisible by 10. So I'm going to divide remember, put your 10 down and then divide it out. So it leaves me with a v plus 30 divided by 10 is 3. And so this is going to be 10 times v plus 3. Then we're multiplying straight across. And so I've got a 1 times a 10. I guess I have to put that in parentheses. Times that v plus 3. On bottom we have a v plus 10. Now that's got that plus sign, so put it in parentheses to show that it stays together. And then I have that v plus 3. Same thing, put it in parentheses to show that it's staying together, especially since there's more stuff on bottom and not just that one thing. And then we can simplify on top. We can say 1 times 10 is 10. So I have 10 times v plus 3 over, can't do anything on bottom, so v plus 10 times v plus 3. Now granted, on bottom we could do FOIL, we could multiply that, but we don't want to, because remember, our goal is we want to simplify it, so we're hoping stuff will cancel. So, and some of y'all may have already seen it, and if you did, you could cancel it in that previous step. But now I'm looking at it, I can't do anything else on top, I can't do anything else on bottom, so look at what I have. On top I have a 10, but I don't have any numbers by themselves on bottom. So, and then I have a v plus 3, but I have a v plus 3 on bottom as well, so it can disappear. And so we're left with 10 over v plus 10. Now we can't cancel those 10s out, because remember, the 10 on bottom is attached to that v with that plus sign. It's like it's super glued together. So this is what we're going to do on quite a bit of it here. Keep going. So even number 20, we are doing that. But I'm going to scroll down here and we're going to look at it together, because it's where we're not just common factoring or anything like that. We're actually going to have to use a trinomial. So let me scroll down real quick. Okay, so on number 20, we're going to have to factor several of these, and I do have room. I can use the side here. If you're needing room to factor, and you can't show it on this page where I can read it, guys, attach it to a separate sheet. Highly recommend you do that so I can read it, okay? Alright, so I zoomed in on the wrong one here. I'm sorry. So number 20. I see that, well, actually on number 20, the only one I can really factor out is this one. So we're going to keep our 1 over p minus 9 times, and we're going to keep that p plus 9 on bottom, but I'm going to have to take that p squared plus 6p minus 27 over here and do some work to it. So remember, greatest common factor, it doesn't have one. Count the number of terms, 3. Simple or alien, well, it starts with a p squared, so it's going to be simple. So we need a p squared at the beginning, so we know it's going to be p and p. And then remember, those last two numbers have to multiply to 27 and then read it backwards. They also have to subtract to 6. So what multiplies to 27 that will subtract to 6? So we can say 1 times 27, 2, 3 times 9, and that's the one that subtracts a 6. Bigger number first, bring down that first sign. Then I have a positive 9, and I want to know what kind of 6 is going to multiply to give me that negative 27. Well, positive times what is a negative? A negative. Now this wasn't an alien, and looking at all of them, I don't think I gave you any with aliens on this worksheet, so you got off kind of lucky there. But I can see then that this is factored, so then I'm going to bring that over here. So I have a p plus 9 times a p minus 6. And so then remember, you're multiplying straight across. So you got 1 times p plus 9 times p plus 6 over, I have a p minus 9 and a p plus 9. Well, I really can't do anything in the numerator on top. That 1 that's at the very beginning, 1 times anything is itself, so we don't have to write it, which I'll drop it in a few minutes. and I can't do anything on bottom, so then check. Well, notice both of them have a p plus 9, so I can get rid of that. And so I have that 1 times p plus 6 on top over, I have just p minus 9 on bottom. And then remember, we said 1 times anything is itself, so I could have written this as p plus 6 over p minus 9. And I can't reduce anything else there because the top is superglued together with the plus sign and the bottom is superglued together with the minus sign. Alright, so this should be able to get you through the rest of this worksheet. Watch for your simple trinomials and watch for your common factoring, guys. I see a lot of them that have common factors and just 2 terms, so good luck on it. Finish it up. If you're having any questions on it, either email me or send me a message through It's Learning, and I will try to look at some of them individually. I also, while I'm thinking about it, did not cover dividing rational expressions here, because remember, dividing is the same as multiplying, because to divide them you have to keep it, change it, flip it, so you end up multiplying. So it was just that one extra step, so I didn't put that on here yet, and we will cover that though when I get back, just to make sure you have it good before we do our test on either Friday or Monday, depending on which class you're in. Alright, so good luck. Let me know how it goes.